let's go to the segment here on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. I think, from everything that I've seen, we're behind. We're doing everything. I mean, this is concerning. Like, the gambling markets have it at a near 90% chance Susan Crawford wins. That's not exciting, and it is only getting worse. But Scott Presler tweeted out this. Trafalgar says Susan Crawford's at 50.8 and Schimmel's at 49.2. Mm-hmm. If I would say if that is true, if that's true, I think Schimmel has a good shot. I feel like Republicans show it on voting day.
There's no way that's not within the margin of error, right? Like
they say it's statistically tied. Yeah, right.
Right. Like it's too close for it to be a guarantee win for her. And Trafalgar does a lot of good work. I would wonder too if Wisconsin, and you know Wisconsin better than I do, but it seems like with most major polling sources, they tend to lean blue. Mm-hmm. She has kind of a natural.
They never really had Trump leaning in Wisconsin. I don't think ever,
And this is something you talk about a lot. Like if you're likely to vote Republican or conservative, or whatever you want to say, you're actually less likely to pick up the phone to pollsters.
Right.
And so the responses are slightly skewed. And not always through the pollsters' fault, right? Like they could be trying really hard to get an accurate reading, and that's just the sort of social dynamics of polling people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I forget his name from Rasmussen. I had him on Mark. He kind of educated me on that. He's like, dude, like it's hard to get people who are already going to vote Republican to pick up the phone. Mm-hmm. And like, they're more likely to lie. They're more likely to vote on election day. Yeah. We have 1 day left. I'm probably going to door knock tonight again. If I don't door knock, I will download that TPUSA app. There's an app that they have. I don't know how it works. Let's test it right now. TP Action app. It's like rising on the Google Play Store. And I think
it Did you just launch it?
I don't know. Let's see. TP Action. Apparently you can like text everyone in your contacts really easy. And like, I don't know about you. I don't really pay attention to those. So I don't know how effective they are. But like, if they come from me.
I was going to say, if they come in from a random number, I ignore them. But if they were like, if you texted me something, I'm more likely to open it.
Yeah. And they said they sent out like 75,000 texts yesterday. Like, here, I'm opening it right now. Because if I can use this.
Launching its 501c3, its political arm, is really interesting because it allows it to do more than it could as a nonprofit.
Yeah, this is Alec done. Okay, enter your phone number, open the app, verify the code sent. So I opened it up, TP Action. I want to see how this works. Because if it works that I should promote it. So I opened tpaction.app. So I opened it, TP Action, but that doesn't tell me anything. Oh, become an activist. Okay, so if I go here, you have to hit the little
language from Turning Point. Become an activist.
You have to hit the little arrow on the right. Let's see. Okay. Enter your phone number. I will put this in my video too. Like text harass people. Like it's your family. It's not harassment if they're family. Okay, so it sends a verification code. Let's see. Allow. Make calls. Okay. Send text. If I hit send text, I can send to text voters near me. Okay.
Weird. How does it know which voters are near you?
These are all people who are like probably signed up. It's a small amount. But yeah, I'll do this. Everyone should do this. And then text these people. I'm not going to show who's on the list because I recognize some of these names as my neighbors. But like,
oh, interesting. So it's like people around you who have opted in, but you don't necessarily know them.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then there's custom campaigns. I can send to people who are in Wisconsin who haven't voted yet. Wisconsin Supreme Court. Let's see. Supreme Court messaging list. Yeah. So these are all people. So I'll message all these people. And then I'll also message like my friends and family. Mm-hmm. Like I'm kind of popular. I don't know if you knew this. Like, I get around.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, like not like because of the quartering, but because I know a lot of people around here. So like I think I could probably harvest 500 votes tonight. That's my goal. I think
Well,
I
it
can
seems
get.
like you're really active in your like, and not all internet people are like this, but like you talk about like bowling or like you're we go to this bar or like obviously you
That's
live
what
in
I
an area
mean.
that you
Yeah,
grew up,
I'm
like
out there in the streets. I'm in bowling leagues. I'm in pool leagues,
you're
dart leagues. I know a lot of people.
well, you're fighting against sort of what a lot of Americans talk about, which is like feeling isolated, but like
Mhm.
being able to be a part of community makes it so people are like, oh, Jeremy recommends this guy. I trust him, whether it be like a mechanic or a politician.
Yeah, this, and I have all these people's numbers, so it's like
Mhm.
I'll just be. I'll like key up. I'll write up a text. I'll just copy paste and send to everybody.
Mhm.
Like it's gonna say something like, "We're only one behind." I rub a lot of beards. Yeah, we're only 1 point behind. Go to this website. It's myvote.wi.gov. Figure out where you vote. Make time to vote tomorrow. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Something like that. And then just text them directly. Like that's not against the law. So if you know anybody in Wisconsin, you should be texting them. This other poll says Wisconsin Supreme Court race is a statistical tie. Oh no, that's from Talfagar as well. I thought I had another poll here. Talfagar group says 50.8 to 49.2. Here's another Wisconsin poll. Barrett Schimmel 48.4. Susan Crawford 46.1. That was yesterday. He's down 2 points. But that's within the margin of error, and there's still 5.5% undecided votes. It's all going to be turnout.
Right.
Here you go.
And if it gets close enough, some states have automatic like recounts and things like that. Like part of it is you don't want to be the one person who was like, oh, it's close enough. Somebody else will handle it. Like
Right.
It matters how many of you are there.
This says, based on politics, official forecast for Wisconsin Supreme Court race has Schimmel losing by 100,000. I mean, that's
100,000?
They are out there. I mean, Illinois is sending people to door knock in Wisconsin. That's how crazy it is. So, like, polls in Wisconsin Supreme Court now say it's 50-50. So, if it was like, this is like 52-48 or 53, it's closing.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting is that they're assuming there are no undecided voters. They're lumping together the leaning
5.5%,
leaning Republican. So there's probably actually, I'm looking at a different poll right now, just from early March, where it was saying they were both tied at 47 and 5% of voters were unsure. So like there probably is still I know it's late in the game. I know the election's tomorrow, but there probably are still people who it's like they're even if they're not, they're on the fence about going to vote more than anything else. They might know who they would vote for if they went.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be turnout.
Mm-hmm.
2 hours ago, Schimmel's down by 2. I don't know. Polling, what does it matter? I mean, Trump was never really ahead in the polling, and he still won. Predicted has, Crawford at 89% odds to win. Polymarket has Crawford at 88%. Again, those markets didn't shift until like election night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be turnout. It's going to be turnout. So if you know anybody in Wisconsin, there's 30,000 people watching. Like, pick up the phone and text them, and if they don't reply, call them and be like, if he's really behind 100,000 votes, okay, if everybody watching the stream, reached out to 4 people, he would win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that easy. If you break it down to the numbers, like, the polls are meant to suppress. That's why they put out that Iowa poll. Remember that Iowa poll that came out and said,
they're like, Kamala's doing well here.
Well, Kamala's up 6, and then that chick retired immediately afterwards. Yeah. It's pretty obvious to me what happened there.
Right.
Like, she got paid off, in my opinion.
With some of these polls, it's like, oh, the Democrats ahead. So like, yeah, it's been close, but like, don't worry about it. Don't, lean into apathy, which I think especially for like Republican voters is sort of well documented. What's the energy? So when you read about this race online, I find it interesting because, Elon Musk, obviously the Democrats are mad at him for like, I guess, handing out checks or whatever at an event. They're saying he's talking about gerrymandering. When you talk to your neighbors or your family or friends, when you were door knocking, what are people's concerns about the fate of the Supreme Court in Wisconsin?
Well, in my experience, they don't want to talk about it. they'll take the literature, but nobody's really opened up and said like, hey, this is what's on my mind. It's either I'm voting for your guy or I'm voting for the other guy. So I have not knocked the door of anyone who is undecided.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because this was marketed in the mainstream when it would come up as like the fate of abortion, right? This is something we talk about a lot. But in reality, of the 7 seats that are open in the Supreme Court right now, they're held by 6 women and 1 guy. And there are 2 conservative women, but the majority of the court is liberal-leaning women. Obviously, it's supposed to be a nonpartisan race, but it seems to me like actually anyone who's into diversity or whatever would want the male Republican on the court so that it's more balanced. And as far as I know, there isn't a current vote pending on abortion in Wisconsin.
Nope, there's not. Which is, I think, what's happening is EDS is what's drawing votes right now.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So do you think it was bad that Elon went to Green Bay then, or do you think it's good?
I think it's a net negative, probably. Because the messaging that Democrats are running is Elon Musk is trying to buy Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not for sale.
Yeah.
If he had not come, then they would only have been able to run on Orange Man bad.
Right.
And that just doesn't hit like this current Elon stuff.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it's statistically tied. I think he wins. If that poll is right, I think he wins. If Republicans show up, like I am going to bring 100 people with me tomorrow, maybe 200 with me.
Gonna put them all in his Cybertruck and drive up.
No, I'm making a plan. We're gonna meet here. And we're gonna all go wait in line. Like I'm gonna bring at least 100 people with me tomorrow. That's my plan. And like to get another 400 or 500, 300 or 400 in other districts. Only so many people can actually physically come with me because you have your own, polling.
It's not enough space in the Cybertruck. I get you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It would be great if, I could do that. But I also have a show to run tomorrow too. So it's like,
I'll cover your show tomorrow.
No, you won't. You're going to be having a baby tomorrow. I'm pretty sure.
We'll see.